Welcome to Hate It Love It. I am your host for today, Jeremiah the Reveler. So today I'm going to be reviewing Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. So Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is the third Ant-Man movie in the Ant-Man franchise. You got Paul Rudd coming back to play Scott Lang, the Ant-Man. You got Evelina Lilly, I know I butchered that name. She's coming back to play Hope. And the Wasp, you got Michael Douglas coming back to play Hank Pym, and you also got Michelle Pfeiffer coming back to play Janet. So what this movie's about, you got Scott Lang, his daughter, and Hank Pym decided they wanted to make a device so they could study the quantum realm. So they made the device, and the device sends a signal to the quantum realm, and it's so they could do research on how the quantum realm works. Janet doesn't really like that idea because she has too much bad memories, and she has a lot of secrets that come from the quantum realm that she does not really want to talk about. So she tells them to shut off the device goes haywire, and all the Ant-Man family goes into the quantum realm. Now you see in the quantum realm is a secret civilization, has all these weird creatures and people, but is run by an evil conqueror named Kang, and that's played by Jonathan Majors. So now the Ant-Man family has to go and save the quantum realm and also save the world. So what did I think about this movie? I gotta say this. I was never a big fan of Ant-Man, the character himself. I was never an Ant-Man fan. When I grew up, I always hated Ant-Man. When they decided to make an Ant-Man movie, I was like, oh, okay. I watched it. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't my favorite Marvel film. I really wasn't a big fan of the movie itself. Then the second one came out. I actually liked the second one a lot better. You know, I like the characters in that one better. I like the story better. I like it a lot better than the first one. Now this third one comes out, and guess what? I think it's one of my favorite ones. I think I like it a little bit better than the second one. I do like it way better than the first one. And the reason for that is because I'm just fascinated by the quantum realm. Like the whole quantum realm, this whole universe that's like deep into like the microscopic levels of a different multiverse type of deal. And all these weird creatures. I like the way they took all these germs and made them into creatures when you see them, which is kind of like weird and crazy. But one thing I do like about this movie is I'm starting to like Ant-Man. I'm starting to like Scott Lang, and it's all because of Paul Rudd. Like Paul Rudd makes Ant-Man likable. Same with the Wasp. Like I was always like, the Wasp, what can the Wasp do? But Evelyn, like Lily, Hope, she plays it great. She plays the character great, and I actually enjoy them together. Their chemistry together is fascinating, and I really do like their chemistry. And I like Hank Pym. Like Hank Pym, he's great. Let me tell you something. If you ever watched What If, like there's an episode of Ant-Man and Hank Pym. Hank Pym is the Ant-Man, and he's killing off the Avengers. He's a very dangerous person. And they show this a little bit in this film. But also, I just love, like, now when we get to reveal the secrets of the quantum realm, when Janet tells them about the secrets and everything, the world itself is just cool. Now, it's not a perfect movie. I gotta say, it's not a perfect movie. You know, some of the jokes hit and miss, and I think where it misses for me, what, like, I was kind of, like, up and down with, was M.O.D.O.K. Now, M.O.D.O.K, he was okay. He was hit and miss. Like, sometimes he was funny, sometimes he was a little cringing. Looking at M.O.D.O.K sometimes was cringing. There were times that wasn't. But that was probably the only thing that bothered me about the film. But other than that, I love the pacing. I just love the world building. You know, and I also love Jonathan Majors as Kang. Like, he is menacing. Like, you thought Thanos was bad. No, Kang is worse. You know, compare Thanos to Kang is like, Thanos, in his mind, the universe, he wanted to save the universe by destroying half of the universe to save it. Kang is different. He wants to conquer. He doesn't care. He has his own agendas. He's known as, he's not the hero. He is a true villain. And that's what I like about Jonathan Major. He does a great job portraying that Kang. And you know, you could tell, like in Loki, when you see his variant of Kang, he was kind of quirky and weird. In this one, you could tell the difference. He's completely different. He just, he's persuasive, but he's evil, and it's just, he's a great villain in this. Like he's probably one of, other than Thanos, he's probably my number two favorite villain in the MCU right now. He did a great job, and I just love the story. I just love the way it ended. The pacing was great, and it had that sci-fi Star Wars type of elements, which I did enjoy. So I can understand why there's some people that don't like it, why this movie is very divisive, and why some of the critics like it. Like when you look at the Rotten Tomato meter, it's like a 48%, and then the audience rate is like an 85%. So I figure the way I think of it is, I wasn't a big fan of the original movie, but I like this one, and I feel like the fans of the original wasn't a fan of this one. I think that's probably what the reason is, you know, and stuff like that. But like I was watching one of my YouTubers, fellow YouTubers I watch all the time. His name is John Campia. You ever never watched John Campia's show? You should watch it. It's great. Peace to John Campia. You're great. Now I remember him saying that Marvel has lost their magic. And I kind of understand where he's coming from with that. But I want to add on to that. It's not the fact that Marvel has lost their magic, is we suffer from the Infinity War Endgame curse. Which means, like, Infinity War and Endgame were over the top. Crazy movie. It was just one of the best Marvel movies of all time. Now, when you think about that, when you watch those movies, you're wondering, like, what can they do next? What can they do to top that? And then I'm thinking, like, in some people's minds, that every time they go into a Marvel movie, it has to become close to it. Maybe they don't realize it. It just could be. It could be that maybe they don't think about it, but they want that next Endgame type of movie. And the only movie that gave that to us was Spider-Man No Way Home. So we're at that level right now that we have this expectation. I'm the same way. There's certain movies in the last phase that I didn't like that people liked, and movies that I did like and people don't like. So I think we are now at that expectation level where we had all these great Marvel films, and now we hit this pinnacle top. We hit this roof, and we want our Marvel movies to either come close to hitting the roof or hitting that roof or go beyond that. And we haven't got that type of movie. And I think that's where we hit that problem. And I think what it is, I think Marvel, I think they reached that point way too soon. And I think what they should have done was they should have done a lot of solo movies and some of the Avengers movies, and then did the Infinity Saga, and then go into after that, like Kang and Kang Dynasty and stuff like that, but try to make it more woven rather. And it's also due with, we had a lot of Marvel movies all in one year. They're oversaturating stuff. So I can understand where this is coming from, why people are not liking these phases, what is going on. I mean, I get it. But me personally, I did enjoy this film. I thought this movie was good. Like I said, it wasn't it's not in my top 10 Marvel movies of all time. No. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. You know, Scott Lang's daughter, Cassie, she did a pretty good job in this movie. I did like her. And it's just the whole end situation between Scott Lang and Kang, the fight That was a cool fight. They had a lot of good fight scenes, a lot of good special effects. Like, it was a good time. I enjoyed it. Now, what I'm going to get into right now, this is the only thing, and this is not a spoiler. This point, this is not a spoiler. I'm going to talk about the people that we saw in the quantum realm. Me and my brother, we had this talk after the movie, and we were talking about the quantum realm and all the humanoids and all the beings and the people in the quantum realm. Now, like I said, this has nothing to do with the movie. This is just me speculating. This is not a spoiler to the movie or anything like that. This is just me speculating. What if mutants come from the quantum realm? And that's how they introduce the mutants into our civilization. That could be a possibility. I think that would be a real cool possibility. You know what I'm saying? That theory will be a real cool possibility. Now I'm gonna go into one little spoiler thing. So I'm gonna put up my sign that says spoiler. Once the sign has cleared up, that's when I end the spoiler. So I'm going to talk about one of the end credit scenes because there was a theory I had on it. So spoiler, my spoiler sign is going up. So when you get to the end of the credit scene, you had the end credit scene, you had all these different variants of Kang. Now when I was looking at the variants of Kang, and that's what came up with my idea of mutants coming out of the quantum realm. They come from the quantum realm. That was my idea. The reason why I came up with that idea and thought is there was a Kang that he straight up looked like Apocalypse. He straight up looked like Apocalypse. And I'm wondering if that Kang variant is Apocalypse from the X-Men. Now, that's a wild theory, I know, but that seems like a very interesting theory. And if that's true, that's going to be crazy. But other than that, take off my spoiler sign. Now we're back to now we're back. Okay, so what did I think about this movie? Is it a love? Is it a hate? Or is it something in between? Well, I'm going to give it on the real for real. That's right, I give it on the real for real. I did enjoy it. I think it was fun. It wasn't a perfect movie. No, it wasn't. But I do like it more than I do like the first Ant-Man movie. I kind of like it in the same way as I like the second Ant-Man, maybe a little bit better. But like I said, I find it great. The post-credit scenes were actually great. So I advise you stay for the end of the credits. Those post-credit scenes are amazing. So, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you thought about Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Or was something in between? Let me know. And I will see you when I see you. Peace.